So you're on, Lisa. We're recording.
Okay, those for my blog.
Oh, you have this too. Okay, so
yeah, I got some.
Bill, since this is your blog.
Oh, I don't have one of these. Should I get one?
Yeah.
We'll talk about what you need to get after. You explain to people what you're getting for your trip to Kilimanjaro.
If I have a solar charger, do you think it'll work?
Okay. So we've got two friends going off to Kilimanjaro next weekend.
No, I'm the narrator this time.
Okay, narrator.
This is my blog.
Then do it.
Okay. All right, this is Mr. Adkins here. And
what about me? Who am I? Are you going to introduce me?
This is my sidekick, Lisa.
You got to tell them where you're going.
Where are we going?
They know where, because this is part of my blog.
Well, they want to hear it again.
Like I've already had
this in the blog.
Okay, so we're going to Tanzania to hike up Kilimanjaro, and what we're going over today, or tonight, is what we're going to be packing specifically for hiking up Kilimanjaro, which, by the way, is over 19, almost 20,000 feet high. It's the highest freestanding mountain in the world.
No, it's not.
It is the freestanding.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Mount Everest, is taller, but actually,
you got it is actually
for Everest? An interesting fact. Mount Kilimanjaro is actually further from the center of the Earth than Mount Everest is, because of the way the Earth is shaped and it's so close to the equator. So that's just sort of a fun fact.
Do you know how difficult it is to climb Everest? Yeah. You're fucked climbing.
Yeah, but we're not climbing Everest. Mount Kilimanjaro is not really a very technical climb, actually, like you would be. We're not going to be swinging from ropes or anything like that.
Are you going to edit this out?
Oh yeah, I'm going to be editing all kinds of stuff.
Make sure that I'm not like talking randomly.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so let's go over some of the things that will be necessary to pack.
How long are you?
We were given this only need to carry a day pack like this, and much of the day pack is actually we'll have our water, so we'll have plenty of water to drink. There's this little tube right here is connected to a bladder inside the pack.
I feel like I should be sitting over there.
And so you can be drinking as easily as you go, and then it's basically what we'll pack each day is what we'll think we'll need that day, and we will be going through a lot of climate changes, and the weather can actually change quite a bit within a day's hike. So let's go ahead and talk about the different things at different altitudes, and as we go through the different ecosystems, we'll need a different apparel for the for each day.
Maybe we should go one at a time, because I feel like I'm just standing here.
Okay, we'll say something. We'll let you talk for a while.
I don't want to.
No, stay right here.
Lisa, shut up and get in this.
Get into this.
No, he's going to go through what you need.
My sidekick, Lisa, what is it that you want to talk about?
I don't want to talk about anything. I'm just standing here.
Well, I mean, you have different concerns than I do. I know you were very concerned about your hair.
This is exactly why it's a guided tour.
Let Lisa talk about her hair.
Lisa, what are you going to use on your hair when you're climbing?
Well,
get it out of your bag. The 2 items. She brought 2 items, Bill, specifically for her hair.
Bill,
well, in the meantime.
Yes, Bill.
Okay, very basic hiking boots. Okay, you'll need some hiking boots. And I've had these hiking boots for a few years, and they're still good. And these are the boots that I wore when I hiked the Inca Trail. And then,
so Lisa, your hair care while you're on the
mountain. Hair care when, but I do have dry shampoo, travel size.
Is that an aerosol can?
Maybe. Okay. And biotin, make sure my hair grows nice and healthy. Gotta do that every day.
And I used all of these in my youth, and you see how it worked out for me. So, okay, so what we mentioned the boots.
Lisa,
now,
you have something to go with the boots that Bill does not have. I think that
the what?
So,
oh, those thick socks.
Yes, sir.
It's important to have really thick socks, especially for summit day. You want to stay warm. So I got these thick trekking socks.
Okay,
and
Bill.
These little thin ones, but I got these. So.
Well, yeah, but these are wool.
Yes, sir.
Smart wool, smart wool.
I have some too.
Okay, yeah, but
you're gonna be
yours
cold.
is not nearly as smart as mine. These are IQ of a.
Do you have a pair of yes.
Moleskin in case we get blisters.
Yeah.
That's important.
Oh yeah, actually that reminds me, we need to work out our first aid kit that we're gonna do.
That's very good.
So,
And
Hand warmers.
Yes.
Bacteria warmers.
where'd you get these?
Oh yeah.
Really? All right, so you also want to keep warm, and the secret is layering clothing. So I've got about 3 just sort of like running shirts that I use for running that are nice, breathable, and so to use as sort of like a base layer. Not a base layer on Summit Day. Summit Day, I actually have some thermal underwear that I'm going to wear on Summit Day.
Now, are these short sleeved or long sleeved, or a combination?
These are short sleeve. This is long sleeve. Okay, and I also have this alpaca sweater that I got in Peru that is very warm, but it does take up a lot of space, and I'm not sure if I'm actually going to bring it because I think I've got plenty of warm stuff as it is, especially with my
your huge
my
coat.
underwear.
You need to show them your coat.
Yeah, this actually is my coat right here.
I thought that was a sleeping bag.
Yeah, no, my sleeping bag's right here. So yeah, I just got this coat specifically for this trip. I'm also planning to do either the Appalachian Trail or the Pacific Coast within the next few years, and so I didn't mind spending a little extra money on some stuff for this trip, knowing that there's a good chance it's going to be put to good use on another trip. So this is a nice down jacket that I got at REI that I'll be wearing on Summit Day, the day that we summit. So, and it's a nice jacket. And then I also have these gloves here that I'll be wearing right here. And so, I think I'll be plenty warm on Summit Day. As far as my head, let's put the glove down there. And I also when I was in Peru hiking the Inca Trail, I got this little hat right here. I'm not really sure how warm this is going to be. I also have this little thing just to keep your ears warm, so maybe the combination of these two things would be nice, but I do have a little bit warmer cap that I can wear if I choose to. But on the first couple of days, it's actually going to be fairly warm, and we'll have to worry about the sun, so I'll probably maybe just be wearing just a single shirt like this, and have this little cap like this.
Oh, very good.
That's important.
Okay, I've got sunglasses. Where's my sunglasses on the sunny day?
Right here?
No, that's actually my camera. It's in another pack like that. Well, you'll just have to believe me that I have sunglasses. Oh, here they are.
Do you have sunblock for Sunday?
And sunblock, we're going to get to that stuff later.
Okay.
But my sunglasses. So on the sunny, on this, actually, this is just an, this is, the sunglasses are just as important actually when we summit in the snow, because actually more so because the light reflects so much off of the snow, the sunglasses are going to be actually more important on the colder days than they will be on the warmer days. But these are my sunglasses. These are, by the way, are prescription sunglasses, Nike, with my prescription in them. So I paid a lot of money for those, and I don't want to lose them. So there's more of my socks. I'm just going to start throwing stuff off the edge here. Oh yeah, you do have to worry about chafing. So I've got these. These are some nice. These will sort of help prevent chafing if you're on the, especially on the first couple of days when it's kind of warm and you perspire a little bit more. I've got these shorts here that are going to be really handy for that. Okay, and I mentioned my base layers for the summit day. These are it's Icebreaker brand thermal underwear that I'll be wearing probably just on summit day. Let's see, all of that stuff. We've mentioned this. This. Okay, my gaiters. These
short ones?
Yeah, it's the same ones you got, right?
Did
you bring yours? See, you know what? I was gonna get those, but I
just wanted some added warmth that these could possibly offer, so I got the.
When will you be wearing your gaiters? On the last day? Do you think?
No, actually, no. We're going up the north face, which is a little bit drier, and it'll be really there'll be a lot of dust and stuff in the air, and a lot of dirt and stuff that can get down in your shoes. So it will keep a lot of the dirt that will be going through, the dust and stuff that will be kicking up those early days on the north side, unless of course it's raining. So gators are important. Okay, now as far as mentioning rain, I have a variety of rain stuff here, and we don't really know how it's supposed to be. We're sort of, this is not really the dry season is really pretty much during the summer, June and July. December is sort of the kind of an ambiguous time. You don't know what you're going to hit. So we might run into quite a bit. And I do have, this is the poncho. This is what I actually took with me when I did the Inca Trail. It's a nice poncho. What's nice about this poncho, well, first of all, it folds up into a nice little thing like this. But it's also a very large poncho that will easily cover my backpack as well. And keeping my backpack dry is important.
Do you have one of those, Lisa?
So,
I have a waterproof jacket.
yeah, okay.
Okay.
So
So
she'll probably, my guess is if we do run into rain, since I have a surplus of variety of things, she'll probably, now if it's just a light rain, this is a very light runners, you've seen this, this is the Brooks thing. And if it's just a real light rain, then this might be nice, especially if it's on a warmer day. I have that option. This is going to be much more effective, but even more effective, I got these waterproof pants, which are also insulated, and these are probably what I'm going to be wearing on Summit Day as well, because they're very warm, along with my base layer, and they're waterproof. Huh?
Windbreaker.
Is that what they are? Is that the brand or something?
Break pants.
Okay. All right. And then I also, in fact, this is what I took on the Inca Trail. This is what I summited with, actually, on the Inca Trail. Well, by summit, I mean when I reached Dead Woman's Pass, the day I did that, which is the highest point on the Inca Trail. This is what I wore, which is, of course, much lighter than the jacket I had wore, because the Inca Trail doesn't get as cold as Kilimanjaro gets. But this is also a much more waterproof than this. So if it's we have a heavy rain, there's a good chance I'll be wearing this or the poncho. Okay, so for rain, that's all that stuff. Now they recommend also that you get a fleece, some sort of fleece jacket or something like that. And I've got this. This is just a Nike hoodie jacket, which is going to keep me pretty warm too. So that's what I've gotten for that recommendation. Let's get rid of these shirts. Okay. Oh yeah, and then as far as the pants, Lisa loves these hiking pants. Yes, because they can zip off and stuff like that. I have 3 pairs of these actually, and one of them, this one right here, I already have the legs are already taken off right here, and they're in shorts. So these are the hiking shorts that I have, and then I'm also probably going to bring a pair of jeans or something like that for something that's a little more substantial in case I need that, because these are pretty thin and light actually. So
you're packing more than I am.
well, a lot of this stuff I'm going to probably not take some of this stuff. Like this, I'm probably not going to take my mosquito net.
As long as you have the malaria pills, you're good.
Yeah, I mean, evidently, I mean, they've made a really, really big deal about malaria. Yeah, and we've got this stuff, but I just found out, I read this stuff, and this is only good for like 2 wardrobes. So it's only like, yeah, so this is not probably the best thing to do. But I still have my deep woods off and stuff like that. But mosquito net, I mean, they're making such a big deal about malaria, but nobody said anything about a mosquito net, so I may or may not bring my mosquito net.
I see that on the list. I don't think it's you need to bring it.
Yeah.
Unless you want to.
Okay, oh.
That's
yeah,
fine.
okay.
So Bill actually has his own sleeping bag, but I don't because they're really expensive for 20 degrees or cooler. So I am renting one, but I got this liner for sanitary purposes.
Oh,
Yeah.
very good.
But not only that,
idea.
see, I have the same one, because if this will go to 20, is good for 20 degrees Fahrenheit, which is well below freezing, but it could possibly get even colder than that as when we get near the top. And so this also will give you about another 10 degrees of warmth. So I'm bringing that along with mine, so if we do run into anything extra cold, I can add that to my, my 20 degree Fahrenheit sleeping bag. So, all right. Next, we talked about gloves. Talked about that.
Headlamp.
Yeah, headlamp. You want to tell them about headlamps?
We'll probably just be wearing this mostly on summit day because it'll be really dark when we start. It'll be midnight, so we'll need to see. So it's good to have a headlamp.
Well, yeah, and you might, if you decide you need to get up in the middle of the night
Yeah,
to
that
use
too.
the restroom or something too, it will help light the way at night. So,
And you have a headlamp,
I
Lisa?
have a headlamp.
so you got the red. There you go.
Yeah, I think you're gonna wanna have your headlamp on when you're even at your base
Why is that
camp,
not?
Probably.
coming and going to the bathroom and what
You
have
have to hold
you.
it down.
Yeah, hang on. There we go. All
Thank
right,
you for that,
so
Bill.
that's- There we go.
There you go, beautiful.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's the headlamp. Okay, and then hiking poles. Yeah,
Trekking poles.
yeah, trekking poles.
Those are
We
necessary,
both have
maybe.
these. Yeah, this makes the hike a whole lot easier. A lot of people say, "Oh, I don't need those," but it actually does make the walking, especially when you're going downhill. It takes a lot of stress off your body when you've got good hiking poles. You want to, when you're going uphill, you'll keep them a little bit shorter. They're adjustable. You'll keep them a little bit shorter. Going downhill, you'll want them to be a little bit longer. Lisa broke this, so I'll have to see if I can fix that later. But yeah, so they're adjustable, and hiking poles really do make the hike a lot easier. Okay, and then also water. I mentioned the bladder in my backpack, but you'll want to, well, we'll talk about that. This is actually Lisa's, so I won't talk about that one.
They're both the same ones.
I know, but that's hers.
It's mine.
All right. So in addition to the bladder, you'll want to have a thermos type thing because, especially once we get near the summit, it'll get cold and the water will freeze. And so the porters in the morning will give us actually hot water to go in a thermos to get us through the day so it doesn't freeze. So you've got this.
Why would we want hot water?
Well, so it doesn't freeze.
So it doesn't
well, even
freeze.
if it's not
Will it
hot
get
water,
cold?
this will help prevent it from freezing. Now, another thing, we're not really talking about nutrition yet and some stuff like that, but along the topic of freezing water, the noon, what the heck?
Empty bottle of noon.
Okay, here we go. This one's full. This one won't do as much good. All right, this one's, I've already used those. Okay, this is the noon. It not only does it give you replenish your electrolytes and keep you going, give you a little extra energy, but it will also help keep your water from freezing. It won't. I mean, in these things, the problem is it won't keep it from freezing. On summit day, I won't be able to use my bladder with my tube here because even if I put noon in there, this will probably freeze. You can get some insulation for this thing, but I can't remember how much it costs, and I decided it wasn't worth it for that one day of summit when I could just have something like this that will probably get me through the day. So that's that. And then, okay, back on the subject of nutrition. Do you want to talk about nutrition?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, it's important to have nutrition, obviously. You need your calories when you're burning that much while you're hiking. So Bill has some Bearded Brothers energy bars.
Yep. The bros.
The Bros,
Yep.
Bonk Breakers,
Blocks.
Cliff Blocks.
Yeah.
Just, you know,
And those are the,
energy
now,
snacks.
Lisa snores really loud.
I do.
So I've got these earplugs.
Will you guys be sharing a tent?
I don't think so, but you know, tents are thin-walled and she's really loud.
So you're gonna
She
tent
snores.
right next to one
It's-
another for safety purposes?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Okay.
Picture tents next to each other for safety purposes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just wanna make sure.
And you gotta have some Tums.
That's good.
Get your tummy.
Yeah, that's just sort of like, in fact, we need to go through, there's certain things that we want to make sure that we have in our safety kit. And we're going to, since we're traveling together, we're just going to, there's no point, when there's two people traveling together, there's no point in doubling up on things, especially stuff that you probably will never use. So we're gonna work together. No, actually, we haven't really, between now and next Saturday, we'll get together for our sort of safety first aid sort of packet.
Some Band-Aids.
And yeah, I have a lot. This is stuff left over from my other travels, and so most of the stuff I'll have here. I even have some, you know, you know, antihistamine and that kind of stuff. Claritin and, oh, you know what I'll tell you was really, especially if you like trying all the different kinds of food. Now on the mountain, the porters and everybody, they'll be fixing all of our meals, and I'm sure it's all going to be okay. But when I travel, when we're in Mushi and stuff like that, if there's some street food, I always like to try it, and wherever I am, to experiment with all the different kinds of food. And so I almost always, at some point or another, get some sort of food poisoning. Well, yeah, but I mean, it's usually just a bad case of diarrhea. So an anti-diarrhea can come in handy, especially if you're going to eat a lot of the street food and stuff like that, because it's good.
Do you have Tux pads with you?
What?
Tux pads?
Yeah, whatever they are. So.
Like your body.
We should
Oh, yeah, okay.
Because if you have diarrhea and it hurts after a while, you got some Tux pads.
I don't really have those issues, but.
Well, you might.
I mean, if I get
on Kilimanjaro.
when I get sick, all right. When I get sick, I usually, you know, it's usually within the first couple of hours. You figure like, that probably wasn't a good thing to eat. Although actually, it tastes good, and I don't usually regret having eaten anything. But usually, if it's going to start giving you a upset stomach, you usually know within the first couple of hours, and then you just start taking these. You take these things, and it's not that big of a deal, really. Unless you don't have these things. Oh yeah, toilet paper. You know what? In fact, this is one. This is a brand new roll I just pulled out of the thing. But this I've carried with this years. I think I've had this one, and I've never really had an occasion to use this. I think maybe women more often will have an occasion, but I don't think I've ever had an. And this is. I just sort of like took a smaller. Well, I've never needed my own. I've always had.
Oh, they've always had it.
Yeah. Now sometimes, I mean, depending upon where you travel, sometimes they, if it's a touristy area, there will be people that will be sort of like bathroom attendants, and they will essentially sell you toilet paper and take care of everything and stuff like that. I mean, depending upon where you are, but. Yeah, but on this particular trip, I know that I will need this. Oh, I said I've never done, well, the Inca Trail, yeah. So, but generally, I've always carried this with me because most people do have an opportunity. I guess I've just been lucky and have very rarely, other than when I was on the Inca Trail, I haven't actually needed
wet wipes
that.
kind of go along with that?
Yeah, and then there's some wet wipes are always handy. And then just the basic toiletry stuff. I've got this little, I'll probably throw away this toothbrush. I got a brand new one to stick in there. And then all the other, deodorant and all that kind of stuff for the trip. Okay, and then this is stuff we visited our doctors. And I think Lisa and I got sort of some different stories from our doctors regarding the malaria anyway. I've traveled to other places like Costa Rica and other parts of Africa and stuff. And the malaria, in fact, with all this stuff, you need to figure out what the side effects are and how you respond to it. And I know that in the past, some of this malaria stuff can cause hallucinations and stuff like that. And some people are more susceptible than others to that. And I, before I left for Senegal, I was having some kind of crazy dreams, and I had been told that it's usually the hallucinations usually start with kind of some crazy, more vivid dreams. And so I just, before I even left for Africa, I stopped taking it. And I've now traveled to 3 or 4 or 5 different places where they recommend malaria, and I've just not done them the last few times, and just sort of made sure that I used a lot of this stuff, and it's been all right. However, the last time I went to my doctor before I went to Southeast Asia last summer, she recommended actually doing this, which is just sort of like a heavy dose of malaria, so that if I do happen to start showing symptoms, I'll have something to help me survive.
So Bill will be doing that, but the doctor I went to, or the nurse practitioner, she suggested that I definitely, well, yours was a nurse practitioner too.
Yeah, but I didn't say that.
Anyways, she suggested that I get the malaria medication and start taking it 2 days before we go, and take it the whole time that we're there, and then continue taking it 4 weeks after we return.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm gonna do that and not get malaria. So.
Okay, so now and then.
What if you start hallucinating on the mountain?
Well, she didn't say that was one of the symptoms for what I'm taking.
Okay, there are 2 different types of pills, correct,
Yeah.
Bill?
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. Like, she didn't mention anything like that.
I think it's gonna depend on the pill.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
You'll know. Bill will tell you when you go off of it if you need to.
Okay, and we're pretty much down to just sort of take these other cameras, especially my new technology that I just got. And in the previous blog, one of the previous blogs, I showed you my new 360-degree camera. And what this will do is allow you to take a video where if you have an interactive device that you're viewing it on, like most smartphones, the person that's looking at it, when I post the link to the YouTube, when I post it on YouTube, you'll be able to move around just like a virtual reality sort of thing and see when we're at the summit. You'll be able to be like you were at the summit and looking all around and all 360 degrees of being up on top of the mountain. And we will be summiting and reaching the summit pretty much right at sunrise. And so this is my GoPro, which you can use for all kinds of stuff. We'll probably use this when we go to the hot springs the day before we actually begin our hike to do some underwater stuff. But this also does time lapse. So when just before the sun starts to come up, I'll probably set this up on my little tripod here somewhere and face it toward where I'm anticipating the sun to come up and do a time lapse video of the sun.
I don't think this thing's recording at all.
Sun rising. Oh, is it not recording? That one is, isn't it? We better be recording this stuff.
This one is, but
Okay.
I don't think this phone is.
All right.
You're just holding it up the whole time.
Yeah. Is it recording or not? All right. Well,
We need a new camera, David.
Yeah. Okay. So and then. All right, and then, and all the time I've been talking to Lynn, I should have just been talking to this. Okay, and then this is just my regular video camera. It takes nice video that I take with me on all my trips. And so this is my basic video camera. And then,
This Nikon?
yeah, Lisa will be using the Nikon here.
Yeah.
Here's the.
It wasn't recording at all.
Oh, no.
I thought you hit record. Fuck.
What is
Here
this?
I
I didn't
hold
hit-
this up.
I hit record on that.
That's
Oh
what
well.
it was.
That's all right. Well, we'll be able to make do with this.
You got it.
That'll be
Okay,
good.
so do you have any words of wisdom for my students and anybody else that sees my blog?
Well, we didn't really prepare for this much, at least as far as training. We're just kind of winging it, so hopefully we come out alive.
Yeah, that's true. We're sort of assuming that we will make it.
I
Yeah.
think that you're physically fit enough to make it.
Yeah.
That's not the least of your.
Or hopefully neither of us get altitude sickness. That's it.
Okay.
Do you have any fear at all of anything? What's your number one fear?
I am scared of being so cold that
That would
I
be
just
mine.
turn into a big baby.
Well, I always told you the way I fantasize my own death.
Yeah.
I've been on a mountain, actually. All my life I've decided, if I'm going to die, I want to die climbing a mountain.
But you want to die freezing to death on the mountain.
No, I always it was like this technical climb where I'm hanging by a rope and the rope breaks and I fall 3,000 feet to my death or something. You know?
Yeah.
It seems like a very romantic kind of death.
Well, you'd have to rock climb then.
Yeah. Oh yes, and that's never going to happen.
then your dream's not
So,
going to
yeah.
come
Oh!
true.
Is that
I
it?
think you guys are prepared.
Okay.
Hopefully.
What do I hit here?
Just hit the. Okay, we're